Teams is where the work happens, but Teams Voice is still the complicated part for many partners. With more than 320 million Teams users still without a complete business phone solution, the opportunity is massive. I'm joined by Sher from Intermedia to talk about why this is one of the channel's biggest untapped opportunities and how partners are turning it into real growth. Welcome, Mark.
Hey, thanks. It's really great to be here.
Glad to have you here too. Now, Mark, even with Teams everywhere, Teams voice adoption hasn't kept pace. Why does that gap matter for partners right now?
Well, it just creates a really significant opportunity, not only to help them serve their customers better, but there's a really nice revenue opportunity. And if you can do both of those things as a partner, I think that's a win.
Now, many partners already support Teams today, as we know. Why does voice collaboration feel like the natural next step?
Yeah, it's a great question. And here at Intermedia, we're a communications company, right? And when we think of business communications, and when we think about our customers and just really condense it down and to try to make it as simple as possible, we look at business communications in kind of two buckets. Like bucket number one is enabling the people in the business to collaborate with each other to solve the business problems, achieve the business goals, right? Teams does a really nice job of that. It's great. And so like, okay, that bucket is satisfied. There's another bucket, right? Being able to ensure that you can connect with the people outside of your business. These could be vendors and partners and oftentimes mostly customers, right? And as a business, you got to make sure you can do both things. You got to make sure you can communicate and collaborate with the people in the business effectively because people are distributed and you got to be able to connect with people outside the business. And you need to be able to connect with them through probably multiple different channels and in the way that those people want to communicate with your business. We do both at Intermedia, but we're also happy to just do one and let, teams handle the collaboration, the internal stuff. And then we're really good at making sure that people outside the business connect to the people inside the business. And so there's a really great opportunity for partners to utilize services like Intermedia to help do that.
Like you said, this is a great opportunity, and the demand has never been an issue, but complexity has. Where has Teams voice traditionally broken down for partners?
Yeah, I mean, we hear that it is quite complex, and we've really tried to simplify that significantly. So our solution plugs right into Teams. It utilizes a single sign-on. So when the user just signs into Teams, boom, it's right there in Teams. But there's also kind of the concept of having all your eggs in one basket. So for example, if you're using all of your communication and collaboration in Teams, if something happens, there's some sort of an issue, and you're down. If you separate those things, then you have a little more kind of ability um, to not react in ways you don't want to. And so our solution runs on our network. It doesn't run on the Teams Voice network. So it gives you some nice business continuity, which is really important to a lot of businesses.
Now, that brings us to Intermediate. Let's dive a little deeper. How does Unite for Teams embedded solutions simplify voice from day one?
Yeah, I think we're built for SMB. That's just, I mean, we're built for SMB and we're built for partners to sell it. So it's in our DNA. It's at the core of who we are. So when you design solutions for a specific market, that's kind of small and mid-size, market, then you're able to make decisions around what it does, how it does it, and take away a lot of the complexity that is often involved in, for example, enterprise solutions. And so um, when you can focus on something, you can do it really well. And I think this is something that we do very, very well.
Now, no Teams phone license simplifies the deal. How does that impact pricing, margins, and speed to close?
Yeah, so great question. Some solutions require you to purchase a Teams phone license to enable like third-party solutions like ours to come into Teams. We've engineered around that. So the customer doesn't need to buy a Teams phone license, which which does reduce the cost significantly. But I think the most important thing is just how tightly and nicely it's integrated. Um, when we think about our partners run businesses. Businesses need to make money, and we get that. So we price our solution to our partners who then mark it up and resell it, in a way they can make the revenue and most importantly, the margins they need to cover their business expenses and make money. Um, Also then be able to provide a price to their end business customer that's a competitive price that drives a lot of value. And then, speaking of value, that's kind of the most important thing. We want our partners to be able to drive more value. This is a much more differentiated solution than just being another vendor selling, the Teams solution and Teams Phone. So when you can differentiate, when you can take care of the customer and really own that customer relationship, you're creating not only value between you and the customer, but you're also building value into your own business. And that's super important for us at Intermedia. We want our partners to build value in their business.
Now, Mark, after deployment, partners own the experience. How do built in features like SMS, AI call recap, and backup calling make that easier?
Yeah, it's really about solution selling. So it's so important, and we work really hard with our partners to teach them how our solutions work so they can be effective solution sellers, right? Not everybody needs every solution all the time. What you want to do is really understand your customers' needs and their challenges, and then bring a solution to them that addresses those needs and those challenges. And some of the features that you listed are really good examples of those. So, for example, um, businesses that want to SMS enable their phone numbers, super easy. We can do it with a click of a button. For businesses that want to use our AI to transcribe phone calls and have notes, for businesses who want to have a much more sophisticated way in interacting with their customers through maybe multiple different channels, voice and email and SMS or web chat, we can enable that. But it doesn't make sense to enable that for a business doesn't need it. So you get a lot of ability to right size the solution to meet the customer's needs now, and then also it grows with the business. So as they require more sophistication, maybe they're not quite ready for AI, but it's nice to know we have it and we're ready for it later. That's all part of the way our solution is priced and packaged. So want to make sure the customer gets what they need to solve their problems and help run their business. And then let's look at other opportunities to grow the solution with their needs.
Now, Mark, you mentioned partners want to grow their business. Now, from a business standpoint, how does adding voice through Intermedia help partners grow recurring revenue and long term value?
Yeah, it's a great question. We touched on this a little bit earlier, and I'll talk about kind of the value side of the equation, right? Um, when a business owns the customer relationship, they create the most possible value. So, our partners resell our solution, and then they're responsible for the first line customer support, tech support, and they also handle the billing. So, by definition, it's not our customer. It's the partner's customer. And so the partner can create more value in their business. So if someday they want to sell their business or transact in some other way, they've created something that's not just a annuity where they get kind of a check every month. It's true business value by owning that customer relationship with nice margins that we provide our partners. So in essence, the partner's our customer. The partner's our customer, and we don't have a relationship with their customer. That's between them and that business customer. And we're really good at doing this. Like this is our preferred partner model. We have a variety of different partner models, but that's our preferred partner model. It's preferred by our partners as well for the reason that I just mentioned. And it just gives them an opportunity to create that ownership, to create that business value, and create higher, ultimately, enterprise value.
Mark, you shared how partners could really grow their business. For partners watching this and thinking about next steps, where should they go to learn more?
Yeah, I think there's probably going to be a URL that pops on the screen here, but you can always go to intermedia.com, click on partners. You'll go to the partner part of our website where you can learn about all of our different partner models and all the different ways that we help enable partners and help make them successful in a variety of different solutions that we can offer through them.
Mark, a lot of great information. Thank you so much for sharing how partners can turn team's voice into real growth. I appreciate you being here.
No, it's my pleasure. Thank you.
For the channel company, I'm Kenna Johnson. Thanks for watching.